Hi, friends, and good morning. From Donald Trump's war of words and the backlash after, it's been an interesting week for some of the GOP presidential candidates. So how did they rate with the voters?
That's the question we had for communications expert and partner Melansky and Partners, Lee Carter, who joins us with the dials. Lee, it's always great to see you. We're going to go right to Donald Trump and one of the most controversial statements of the week. Watch this.
I am very upset with John McCain because he's done such a terrible job with a veteran talking about the whole horrible situation with illegal immigration, which I also brought up and brought to the fore, and I'm very proud of that. We had thousands and thousands of people, and he called them crazies. He insulted them. He should apologize to them, by the way.
So this is Donald on Fox and Friends last weekend, and what were the dials doing there?
The dials were just down. What they said about Trump, they gave him a D overall. Here's what's interesting. They're not liking his message, like going after the military, going after veterans, going after McCain's record. People are saying it's absolutely ridiculous. He was trying to backpedal a little bit there and say that it was all about how the treatment of veterans. But here's what's interesting. He's setting the conversation for the whole week. People might not like him, but he's a disruptor. People are talking about what he's talking about. All the candidates are spending all their time responding to him rather than setting their own agendas, and it's really fascinating to watch.
It is unbelievable. And we just had a poll that showed Trump is more popular among veterans than John McCain. Amazing. Rick Perry jumped into this. He was attacked personally by Trump and responded in a pretty forceful way. Here's what he said.
This attack of John McCain, who is a legitimate American hero, anyone who has any sensibilities understand that. The other thing I heard him say was that he's never asked God for forgiveness. And I think we got to see really deeply into the psyche of Donald Trump. From my perspective, Donald Trump does not have the character, nor does he have the temperament to be the commander-in-chief of our military forces.
All right, so the folks overall, when we talked to them, they responded to this message really well because most people agreed with Trump here. But here's the thing. Overall, they just gave him a C+ because he seems like a politician. But this is the first time in a while I've heard anybody even pay attention to him and allow him to resonate in the last little bit. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Yeah, Perry hasn't really been in anything for a while on anybody's radar. But here, people were open to hearing his message.
And as far as all the flames that are being thrown, Lee, Senator Ted Cruz tried to stay away from the fire. Let's watch this clip right here.
I got to say, a lot of people have the reaction, I don't trust politicians. And that's worth applauding, because I agree with this. In a Republican primary, every candidate's going to come in front of you and say, I'm the most conservative guy to ever live. Gosh darn it, who diddly I'm conservative. Well, you know what? Talk is cheap.
It's interesting. The second he said politicians are false and talk is cheap, boy, it just went straight up.
It went straight up. They gave him an A there. Overall, they gave him a C because they say talk is cheap. He says that, I don't like politicians, and yet people listen to him and say, you are the ultimate politician. So it's sort of contradicting himself. He just seems a little bit folksy. Everybody looks at him as a career politician and sort of dismissing what he says.
Interesting. But the politicians are the problem message clearly working.
Absolutely. And that's why, that's why Trump is resonating so much. He is like the unpolitician. And so there's something to that for folks.
Lee Carter, thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much.